The hard-working ant and the lazy grasshopper. Once upon a time, in a beautiful green meadow near a forest, there lived a small ant and a grasshopper. They were neighbors, but their habits were very different. The meadow was full of colorful flowers, tall grass, and warm sunlight. Birds sang sweet songs every morning, and the wind moved gently through the trees. It was a peaceful place to live. The ant was very small, but she was hardworking and wise. Every morning, she woke up early. As soon as the sun rose, she began her work. She cleaned her small home, checked her food storage, and then went out to collect grains. She believed that work done today makes life easy tomorrow. She often said to herself that summer would not stay forever, and she must prepare for the future. The ant worked slowly but carefully. She carried grains many times bigger than her body. Sometimes she felt tired, but she never stopped. She knew that every small effort was important. Nearby lived a grasshopper on a big green leaf. He was cheerful and careless. He loved singing, dancing, and jumping from one plant to another. He enjoyed the sunshine and the cool breeze. Every day, the grasshopper played music and laughed loudly. He believed that life was only for enjoyment. He never thought about tomorrow or the future. One morning, the grasshopper saw the ant carrying a heavy grain. He laughed and asked why she was working so hard on such a beautiful day. The ant replied politely that she was collecting food for winter, when food would be hard to find. The grasshopper smiled and said that winter was far away. He invited the ant to sing and dance with him. The ant gently refused and continued her work. Days passed, and summer became hotter. The ant worked every day without complaint. Sometimes she saw the grasshopper sleeping in the shade or playing with butterflies. The grasshopper often teased the ant and asked if she was not bored. The ant calmly replied that her work gave her peace and safety. One afternoon, the ant again advised the grasshopper to collect food. She warned him that winter would come sooner than he expected. The grasshopper waved his hand and said that nature would take care of him. The ant felt sad but said nothing more. She believed that everyone must learn from their own experience. Slowly, summer ended and autumn arrived. The weather became cool, and leaves began to fall. The ant worked even harder. She repaired her home and stored enough food. The grasshopper noticed the changes in weather but still did not worry. He said autumn was beautiful and continued singing. One cold morning, winter arrived suddenly. Snow covered the meadow. Flowers disappeared, and grass turned brown. The ant stayed inside her warm home. She ate the food she had stored and felt safe and comfortable. Outside, the grasshopper was cold and hungry. He searched everywhere for food, but there was nothing. Snow covered everything. His legs shivered, and his voice became weak. He remembered the ant's words and realized his mistake. With great difficulty, The grasshopper reached the ant's house and knocked on the door. The ant opened the door and saw him looking thin and tired. The grasshopper asked for help and admitted that he had wasted his time singing and dancing instead of working. The ant felt pity. She told him that she would help him, but he must promise to change his habits. She gave him warm food and a place to rest. The grasshopper felt ashamed and thankful. He promised that he would never be lazy again. During winter, the grasshopper helped the ant in small ways. He cleaned the house and learned the value of hard work. When spring returned, flowers bloomed again, and birds sang happily. The grasshopper was no longer lazy. He worked with the ant and lived a better life. Both of them became good friends and lived happily, understanding that hard work and planning bring safety and happiness, while laziness brings regret.